Hey guys, it's me, Talia Reesa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
So today, guys, I finished listening to Reesa Teesa's 50 videos on TikTok. Now, it's been, when did I start listening to it? It's been a couple of weeks. It's taken me a little bit longer to get through the videos because I just couldn't like sit and listen to them back to back. And then I was trying to listen to them kind of like at night, and then I started falling asleep, and so like that didn't work. So I finally finished them today, and so I just wanted to talk about like some takeaways from it, because it's crazy to think she made a video about it, but I'm sure like things like this have happened to people before, and not even probably just from men. Like, I'm sure there have been men who have dated pathological liars. And I think that's the main thing. To me, that's a type of mental illness. Someone who is a pathological liar. And then for her to say that his family said that he was a liar since he was a child, I'm like, did anybody seek getting him help? Taking him to counseling? Like, how young did this start? Because I feel like some of these signs of like what I would consider mental illness started probably in a lot of these adults' youth. And unfortunately, some people just think, oh, this child is being bad or this or that, when actually it's a mental issue. It's not normal for a child to just lie for no reason. And there's a difference between, like, you know, some kids will lie to avoid getting in trouble, or and it's intentionally lying, but it's a reason behind it. And that was something she also mentioned. Like, he lied for no reason. Like, he didn't have to say any of those things about himself. And then to like actually act out like he was talking to people on phones and like doing stuff like that. Like, that's to me mentally ill, because no normal human, well, I shouldn't say normal, because I don't know, normal is kind of in the eye of the beholder, I guess. So, but that's just, to me, a mental issue. And you guys may not agree with me, but for somebody to be that, I mean, and still be lying, like some of his interviews and stuff like that, which I haven't really watched his interviews, but I saw a few clips on TikTok of him saying things, and you can tell, like, he's just, like she said, a master liar. Like, he doesn't even have to think twice. It's just lie after lie after lie after lie. And that's scary because, of course, like she mentioned, there were like red flags that were right in her face that she ignored. And I'm glad that she took accountability for that, because sometimes people don't. Like, they'll just put everything off on the person who abused or harmed them. But I'm glad that she took accountability, saying like some of these things were very much just right there in your face, and she ignored them. And so, but I think the main thing is, and one of the things she said, which I feel sad for women who say this, like she said, being single sucks. And the thing about it is, like, I feel like everyone deserves and can have a good, healthy relationship. I feel like different people have different timings of when that happens. But I feel like as a single woman, you have to embrace the time that you're in, live your life And don't sit and wallow in the fact that you're single. Because as she saw, she got married and she wasn't happy. And there are people who are in marriages, women and men, who are unhappy, or they're going through some challenges that are not easy. And a lot of the things that she mentioned was like, she sees people on social media and they look so happy, but you don't know what those people are going through. And I'm not saying that like every marriage is dealing with some major issue, because that's not the case. But what I'm saying is, you don't know what someone's going through. Like, people can appear this, appear that, and there aren't too many people who are going to put their bad on social media. They're going to put the good things. And so you don't know what it takes to be that wife or to be that husband. And so I feel like people need to stop looking at other people's lives so much and just focus on your own life. And really, if you believe in God, asking God, like, what is it that you're wanting me to do in this season of life as a single person? What are you wanting me to do in this season as a married person, or whatever it might be? And like she said, there were opportunities for her to not get so deep into that situation, and she ignored them because she wanted to be a wife and she wanted to be married. And the thing about it is, I kind of feel like, you know how sometimes you feel like some people just want the wedding and they spend all this money on these fancy, fancy weddings and all of this. But I'm like, are you prepared for the marriage part? And the fact that she mentioned they didn't do marriage counseling before, which I know not everybody does. But I don't know. I just feel like people get so caught up in like romanticizing what marriage is and the wedding and the husband and whatever it might be. But anything in life takes work. Anything in life takes work, and you never know what challenges you're going to face along the way. There have been people, and it's one of those things, you have these plans of what you think your life is going to be. There have been stories of like people who got married and one of the spouses got sick right away. And then now you're dealing with that and what you thought you were going to be able to do, like travel and have this person to do things with and all of that. Like, you just never know how life is going to go. So I think it's sad for me to hear her say like that being single sucks, because I don't agree with that. But I think your mentality can cause you to feel that way. But I feel like if you embrace, this is just the season of life that I'm in, but be open to meeting people. And if you want to go on dates, but take time to get to know people. Because I feel like sometimes women and some men probably do this too. You might go on a date and you really like somebody, and then the next thing you know, you're trying to like immediately just spend all your time with that one person. And I know for me, like, I don't like to date multiple people at the same time, but it's okay if you want to go on a date with this person on Friday, and then maybe on Sunday you go to coffee with this person on Sunday while you're just trying to figure things out or getting to know people. I think the main thing is being honest and not leading anybody on or making them think they're the only one if you are really exploring and trying to get to know other people. But I don't know, I hate that happened to her, but unfortunately it happens probably to a lot of people who haven't shared their stories like she has. And that's like, I don't know, traumatizing. If you think of how many people have gone through something, maybe not exactly the situation that she went through, but how many people have probably gone through deception and traumatic relationships and things like that. Those kinds of things can hinder you as you consider the next relationship. And that's the thing, like, I don't know, I'm always one of those who advocates for, like, it's okay if you are single, it's okay. Be patient. And I don't know, like, some people might say your clock is ticking and this or that, but I just believe if you try to rush things, then you get what happened to Reesa Teesa. And I know of other people who have rushed things and then boom, things have happened. There have also been people who've quickly moved in and things have turned out fine. But I think it's really getting to know people. Like, if you're telling me about your family, like meeting each other's family and stuff like that, I think she definitely gave him too much grace in not like saying, let's just go meet your sister or whatever it might be. And then she would have found out that there was no sister. And so she would have found out. I said that so country. She would have found out. She would have found out that there was no sister. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I just think whatever season of life you are in, whether you're single, whether you are married, I feel like you have to embrace where you are. And if you're unhappy with whatever situation, whether single or married, then what are you going to do to work through it? And what are you going to do to make a change or to get things to the point where you are happy? But I also feel like you also have to reach a level of self-joy, because I feel like happiness is wayward. Like, depending on the way the wind blows, your happiness can go up, down. But I feel like true joy inside will keep you going even when bad things happen. If someone passes away, if something just happens, you lose your job, there's an internal joy that will keep you going, that will still make you able to laugh, that won't put you into a deep, dark depression. That doesn't mean you're not going to get sad, because that's a human emotion. It doesn't mean you're not going to get angry, but there's like this deep internal joy that can keep you going. And that's how I kind of differentiate happiness compared to joy. I'm always seeking to be more joyful, not necessarily happy, because I feel like I can still be joyful in sadness. I can still be joyful in anger, but happiness is wayward for me. And you may think differently, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I hate that people go through so much trauma just trying to make things happen for themselves. And I've definitely dated guys that I shouldn't have dated, and probably gave more chances than I should have gave, just because you're like, oh, this person is a good person. Yeah, this is happening, but it's a good person. But once he shows me, or even a friend, like once a friend or family member, once whoever shows you like who they truly are, I remember, like I remember who you are. So, but I don't know, like, I think desperation, if anybody can learn anything from that story, any single woman, any single man, if you can learn anything from that story, even if you didn't listen to the whole thing, if you can learn anything from it, I would say desperation can lead you down a road to destruction. You don't want to ever allow yourself to be desperate, and not even just in relationships. In any situation, you don't want to allow yourself to be desperate, because that can lead to just making these decisions that cause just total destruction. But I'm wishing the best for her future. I'm glad she was able to share her story. People were like, well, what if she's lying? I think I was happy to hear, like, when she was on Tamron Hall's show, like, they do their own background checks and things like that. And I'm sure before they go on some of these media sites and stuff like that, they probably do their own background checks and things like that to check information and verify information. So I don't think she is lying. And honestly, like, who would want to put themselves out there? Because she did, like she said, she made a lot of choices that were just like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's right there in your face, right there in your face. But I'm glad she shared her story, and I think it will help people, and I think definitely help people learn from it. I don't think that women and men should be so overcautious where you don't allow yourself to meet anybody, but I do think ask the right questions, keep your eyes open, pay attention, don't ignore what you obviously see. Don't talk yourself out of what you obviously see. And then get out of it as soon as you see something that goes against your core values and what you want for your life. That was something that I feel like was helpful for me when my cousin, who is married, he's been married for I think 20, 21 years. When he told me to make a list of things that I'm looking for, not like physical, like vain things, like he has to make this salary and he has to be this tall, not those things, like core value things that would make the relationship work, knowing who I am. Like, for example, if he doesn't like to travel at all, like he never wants to go anywhere, I would feel miserable. I would feel like locked in. So I know I couldn't date somebody who doesn't like to travel. And it doesn't have to be like all over the world, but like likes to go on trips or likes to do things that are enjoyable, likes to have fun, likes to have some level of work-life balance. You can be a hard worker, because I'm a hard worker, but at the same time, I'm going to do stuff that I enjoy. So there has to be a balance. But also, like, does he believe in God? He doesn't have to be super churchy, but does he believe in God? Like, does he pray at all? Like those kinds of things. And then like even things like how he treats people. Like if we're out in a restaurant and he's very short with wait staff, I noticed that every time he's around like a custodian or something, he's rude. To me, I'm like, Like I look at character and things like that too. So yeah, those are things, and there's other things that I have on there. But then like non-negotiables, things that you definitely cannot tolerate and things like that. But when you see those things, then don't continue dating them. Like, for example, I said that I don't want to date a man who bashes his child's mother. I understand that there are some women who are mothers who are not good mothers and maybe have not made the right choices, maybe not have been as active as even the father. But I don't think you have to sit and bash the mother, especially to me, because you didn't make the decision to have a child with her. And even if you're not the best of friends, you can still co-parent in a respectful way. Now, if she's tripping, I don't know if I want to get into that situation. But I don't know. That's a hard one. But there's certain things it's like, I don't know. But I just want to live a peaceful life. I understand that there comes challenges with relationships and things like that. But I'm willing to wait to meet the person that we both know that this is what it's supposed to be. Not where one is trying to convince the other. And so, and not trying to force something that is not there. But yeah, I could talk about this for a while because it just makes me think about so many different things. And I like talking about dating, relationships, marriage, and all those things. I still believe that marriage is honorable. I respect marriage. I feel like marriage is a beautiful thing. I know some people are like, I'm never getting married. I don't want to. I still believe it's a beautiful thing. I do believe, like, when I do meet the right person, that is the right next step. If that's what we are both meant to do, the two of us. And we have to be on one accord in knowing that that's what it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be one, like I said, trying to convince the other. Both of us should know, like, this is my wife, this is my husband. But I also still believe that if you are single, use the time to get to know yourself, to do things you enjoy, to live your life. I don't think it sucks. So, but yeah, I'm gonna end on that note. Well guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.